Welcome back, everybody. It is now time for What's Hot. This is where we talk about those stories that have everybody talking.
And today we're joined by Klein from Boelter and Lincoln, plus Jeff Wagner is back with us. A woman shopping at Nordstrom's Rack in San Francisco gets attacked in the parking lot. It's all because she asked a mother to stop her daughter from having a temper tantrum. The shopper said it was the volume of that child screaming that bothered her. She said the mom got upset, followed her to her car, and then punched her twice in the face. Who's handling the bad behavior here?
Unbelievable. I mean, first of all, if you know your child is susceptible to throwing massive tantrums, you might want to rethink taking them out into public places. There are parents that do that. I am not a parent, so, I can't necessarily speak from that angle, but I totally side with the girl. She had every right to say, you know what, is there something that you could do to kind of quiet her down? But man, to get punched in the face because of that is awful.
Well, and she's going to end up losing 3 teeth is what they're thinking for this. But but going back to the underlying thing, lady's standing in line at Nordstrom Rack waiting to check out, and you've got this kid who is throwing, a full tilt boogie tantrum and screaming and screaming. And what the gal does is she goes up to the mom and says, can you ask the kid to tone it down because the kid is just screaming.
Right.
And instead of mom saying, I'm sorry, I'm going to do the best I can, mom cops an attitude. How dare you tell me what to tell my child? And then the whole thing starts to escalate. I don't think the lady was wrong in at least asking the mother, can you control your child?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't see what line she crossed by politely asking her to quiet her child down, but
now it does
hopefully there's some
get
severe
very
repercussions.
territorial about their children, and as soon as you start asking them or you're questioning their skills on parenting, I'm not saying the woman's right. I'm just saying that I've noticed a lot of people go ballistic when you start questioning their parenting skills.
Oh no, this is a case of mom rage. There's no question about it. But it's like at the same time, the reaction is so completely out of proportion to, and I'm not even talking about just the punching out, but even just copying the attitude. I mean, most people I think would say, I'm sorry, I'm going to do the best I can. He is what he is. But
I deal with this every day, not just right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor
Is this a situation where an intelligent person would just turn and walk away and just not even engage? And I've been in stores and seen it, and you know what? You just turn on your heel and walk away.
I think for some people, sure, but you don't know the situation. You don't know if she was in a hurry and specifically needed a particular item. But sure, that's always an option, I guess. In this choice or this instance, it wasn't for her. So. All
right, coming up next, viewer's choice.
And Jesse Ricka will be back with us on the forecast. Ooh, it's kind of gloomy out there. Fall weather turning into winter soon. Choice topic of the day.
Again, we're joined by Klein and Jeff Wagner from 620 WTMJ. Viewer's choice topic today. Members of the Common Council debated the future of Milwaukee Police Department today. A proposed amendment to next year's budget would restrict the number of new MPD recruits. The mayor wants a dozen more officers. Some aldermen thought the money saved could pay for economic development and reduce crime that way.
Okay, you guys are all glad that you're not in the same room with me because my head is about ready to explode. I mean, part of the problem is the Milwaukee Police Department has been understaffed for years. They haven't kept up with the recruiting to deal with the retirements, and that becomes an ongoing problem. And as I said earlier, I appreciate that law enforcement isn't the sole solution. You've got all sorts of other issues that are there. But I think it's really interesting, given what's been going on in this community over the last couple days, to have a discussion where anybody is suggesting that we don't need more cops on the street. That's crazy, period.
I completely agree with you, especially given what happened yesterday and within the past couple of days. I think the suggestion that reducing the amount of staff and cops on the street is just a horrible recommendation right now. Something has to be done. The community in all areas needs to feel safe, and I don't think that this is going to help that sentiment at all. It's just, I think it's going to make things worse, quite frankly.
Well, yeah, part of the idea, part of the motivation here is there's a couple aldermen that have issues with the police department, and they want to punish the police department because of some court settlement from a number of years ago. Okay, that doesn't solve the problem. I understand that occasionally you'll have issues with the police, and occasionally the city will have to end up paying out settlements, but The reality is 99.9% of the men and women who work for the Milwaukee Police Department are outstanding law enforcement people, and you don't want to punish them and punish the citizens because you've got some political agenda. I'm sorry, my rant is over.
No, put personal vendettas aside and put on your big kid pants and let's do the right thing for the community. It's not about the alderman, it's about the community as a whole.
All right, well, let's take it to our lightning round. Being a parent is a tough job. Mom of 3, Kelly Ripa, says she doesn't think her teenage daughter likes her, but she doesn't care. After punishing her daughter, Ripa said, "I am not your friend, I am your mother." But some Today show hosts aren't too sure about not being your child's friend. What are your thoughts? I'll just say this. A friend doesn't keep the lights on, doesn't cover you with clothes, and doesn't feed you. That's a parent.
I've heard that phrase when I was a kid, too.
Yeah,
and,
I did too.
You know what? Yeah, it turned out all right.
You turn, and you can become besties after you become a certain age. But when it's an age that you cannot take on a job and provide shelter for yourself or food, we are not friends. And I'm not a mother, but I went under the same kind of care. My mother did not become my best friend. We're friends now, but I'm a grown woman now.
Right.
Well, and I think Savannah Guthrie made a good point in the Today Show clip is that, you know, when you assume that you're friends, you're kind of on the same level. You're in an even playing field. But when you're a mom and a child, that is not evil grounds. And so, yeah, if I was a mom, I would say for sure I am your mother first. I am not your friend. If you choose to hate me, so be it. You'll love me in the end anyways.
That's right.
And there will be occasions where maybe you can, as the parent, be the friend, even to a teenager.
Sure.
And maybe there are those occasions, but you guys are all right. First and foremost, you are a parent. And if that means that the kid hates you, what teenager doesn't hate their parents?
That's right.
Right.
Life is not
got
an
no
episode
comment.
of Gilmore Girls is basically the moral of this story.
You're right.
Never seen an episode.
Let me write that down. I might use that on the radio sometime. It's not an episode of Gilmore.
Boy with the poodles already. Feel free to use that one, too. The What's Hot discussion continues online. Find it at tmj4.com/hot. I'm glad we ended with a laugh on this Friday afternoon. We'll be back after this.